Hello and welcome back to another one of my real-time reactions to a fashion show. This time I'm going to be watching the Chanel Cruise 2021-22 show that just happened in the south of France. And so if you like these reviews that I'm doing as I'm watching the show live for the first time, please give me some comments down below, give me a thumbs up, tell your friends, that would be great. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and turn on the show. I'm going to turn off the music because of course there are lots of problems with rights as far as music. So you're just going to hear my melodic voice as I give you instant reaction to the show as I'm watching it, quote unquote, live virtually here from my living room. All right, let's do this. All right, here we go. Chanel Cruise 2021-22 show. So as it was written right there, this show took place in the Carrières de Lumières in the south of France in Les Baux-de-Provence, which actually has a connection to Coco Chanel. This was the location of a film done by one of her good friends of the era, Jean Cocteau, called The Testament of Orpheus. And that was kind of the inspiration for the show. And as you can see, there's some Jean Cocteau little stars and étoiles around the background here. And so this is a limestone quarry in this town, Les Baux-de-Provence. And the models are walking down staircases as they walk to. So here is the first model down the catwalk, all in black. And it's quite a stark difference from the backdrop here. We're seeing, okay, this is model number 2 already. I'm going to give a pause. Goodness, I'm going to back up because these are going by so quickly. I want to have a little bit more time to talk about them. So this is model number 1, head to toe black against this kind of creamy white limestone background. Here's model number 2. This is kind of a new, tighter fitted, kind of a peplum take on a classic Chanel jacket. So it's a little bit more gathered. You see it's got, I think it's 3 or 4 buttons down the center there with the kind of pointed finish. It has a slouchy top, but then a fitted waistline. So unless you're super slender, this would be a kind of a hard sell because that's going to show off any kind of tummy any person over the age of 25 might have. But it's nice over a loose pant. It kind of tightens things up, but it's something to remember if you're going to be investing in one of these, maybe go a size up to give yourself a little bit of wiggle room. All right, again, this black and white, a little gold touch at the bottom. So it looks like everybody's coming out of the dark into the light, black to white. Here's a whole white outfit. I actually want to go back because I know a little bit more about this particular look number 3. Again, I keep going backwards. So this piece right here is apparently Virginie Viard was inspired by a look that actually Coco Chanel designed back in the day. I think it was in 1937. I'm going to check my notes because I did do a little bit of research, even though I didn't see the show. I did a little bit of research about this. 1937. So you can go and find actual photos of this, the original online, comparing it to this one. The original is quite striking and very daring for 1937. I would say where this one falls down a little bit is I would like to have seen more skin with it. I'd actually like to see the bandeau by itself as opposed to having this kind of bodysuit underneath it. Although again, I like the black accents, contrasting accents. So fishnet stockings. Black and white seems to be the order of the day. There seems to be very much, Virginie Viard seems to be channeling herself and her style, the dark eye makeup, the dark eye makeup. And I want to go back again. This is only a 10-minute show, but I think it's going to take twice as long as I keep wanting to go back and give more details to each of the different pieces. So you can see that the look and feel of these pieces are very much Virginie. They're a little rock and roll. There's a little bit of punk attitude, black and white, the dark eye makeup. If you look at any photos of her, you can kind of see that the inspiration is actually herself. I love that black and white piece there, the black dress with the contrast. Here's a good shot of it. So I love this wide collar in white and then the black dress. It looks fitted, but not too fitted. So it looks like it's comfortable as well as being stylish. I think this is a piece that would last a long time, would stay in a wardrobe, would have an evergreen look to it and still look chic. I mean, you could add jewelry to that and it would just be a whole other kind of, you could up level it. This, on the other hand, not loving this. So again, there's this, if you have any bosom whatsoever, this kind of super crop bolero is not going to work. And then the bottom here, which, you know, just creates this center of focus at the waistline, which is possibly not the most attractive combination here, you know, dark light. You're kind of focusing in on those darker places, which can be, depending on who you are, more difficult areas on the body. Yeah, that's not working for me, that piece right there. All right, so stars and étoiles, very much in keeping with the backdrop, seems to be the print. I'm liking this longer, shaggier version of the tweeds that we're seeing. Not a huge fan of the fishnet. All right, so instead of a camilla, which is the camilla flower, we're seeing hibiscus flowers. I think they've changed it up here. And again, stars. I like that. I like the print. I think that's print is fun. Younger. Let's see. I wish just technically I could get more of a longer beat on each of the pieces to have a more time to kind of look them over. All right, so a lot to talk about with this look. So this is the Virginie's latest muse, this model, whose name is, I'm going to find it here, it's in my notes, oh my God, Lola Nikon. Or Lola Nikon. She is Virginie's latest muse. She was on the Chanel horse in the couture collection. If you all watched that last collection, she came out on the horse at the finale. So this is her wearing a shirt, apparently, of her own face. So this is, you know, she's wearing herself, which is kind of, you know, fun if you can do that. And there very much is kind of this rock and roll aspect to this, you know, like a concert t-shirt kind of a thing. It looks kind of like a Patti Smith, you know, move, or the Ramones kind of, and then to have offset that, which is so punky, with a pink Chanel suit is kind of a fun juxtaposition. I think I like this. But again, the fishnet seems to take this just one step too far for me. I like that piece. Let me see. Oof. Yeah. Okay. So this is a more you know, let's say normal size model, and that skirt's maybe not the most flattering choice for her, but she's got the attitude to pull it off. I do want to go back to that look we just saw a second ago. So let's go back. So this one right here, right here. What I like about this detail, and again, I wish we could see more of this in the light of day as opposed to here in the darkness, is this peekaboo front, this yin and yang of light and dark. So the actual jacket itself is cut open. So you have the closures there in the center, and then peekaboos to the ruffled kind of flowery top underneath in that white, which I think is really interesting craftsmanship, not something you would see anywhere else, or maybe you would, but I think that this is interesting, and I wish that we had seen more of this actually on the catwalk itself, because you can't really see how cool that is. Again, here's the model, crop top, crop skirt, crop jacket, all of that together. Okay, here I like the texture. This is working a little bit better. I think it's all because it's one print altogether. Okay, this is the tweeds. So what's interesting about this, and I read, of course, in an article that Joelle did in Women's Wear Daily, a pre-show article where she talked about the tweeds in this collection. I think they've, I'm just going to pause this here. Again, we're seeing the face, the rock and roll face. So about the tweeds, I just want to give it a quick shout out to Chanel, because apparently they're moving more into a sustainable direction. So I think 70% of the tweeds in this collection, in about so 28 looks, from what I understand, of the total of 78 looks, use about 70% of tweeds that are more sustainable. They have GOTS or GRS certified tweed, which is a 50% uptick from a year ago. Again, I'm getting this information from Joelle's article in Women's Wear Daily, but I do want to let everybody know here about it, because I think that's an important thing to see, that Chanel is actually moving in the right direction. Again, I'm not loving these a layering effect where we're seeing, a cut body covering under something so sheer. I think there are other ways to do that, might be more sophisticated. Maybe Virginie's going more rebellious with that, but not really feeling it, especially, that last look there where we're seeing You know, that covering up plus the fishnet, plus the kind of open weave of the dress. Um, it's a lot of going on. This looks to be like a bird inspired by Piccaso. And it's interesting because in the film that Jean Cocteau did, that of course Coco helped and supported, you actually had Piccasso starring in the film. So there is a, you know, a fil rouge, as they say in French, a connecting tissue between why you would have maybe more Picasso themed birds in a show inspired by Jean Cocteau, because there is connection through the film itself. So that's why we're seeing this bird here. And I believe we're going to see more birds, Picasso birds in the future. Okay, there we go. We see some more knitted birds. All right, some fringing on leather. I'm loving, of course, the cuffs. I think the cuffs are really great. Also, I would love to get some more shots on the bags to see what the bags are looking like, because there seem to be quite a lot of them. Love that top. Hold on. Too fast. You know, I love, you know, 1930s Man Ray and all that kind of stuff. You always think about the eyes. And I think that that is a really great top. I love that. I think that that's going to do really well. I think it's going to be the We Should All Be Feminist kind of Chanel version of that. I think that that's very, very cool. So thumbs up for that. Yeah, the makeup and hair seems to be, you know, directly coming from Virginie herself. I like this one. This is kind of more of a rock and roll boho, which is an interesting juxtaposition. Oh, like the leather necktie with the bear skin. Think that that's quite clever. Like that as well. I think this is where we're kind of coming into its own here with the pieces. So you've got great knitwear. You're doing this yin and yang between the black and the white. The accents white on black or accents black on white. There's Chanel happening here, but it's not overstated Chanel. It's not like I'm screaming that I'm wearing a shit ton of Chanel. This is a more sophisticated, I would say. I mean, it feels more French rock and roll punky to me than some of the other pieces I've seen. So this for me is a strong look right here. Yeah, very much liking that. This is more of a Brigitte Bardot version of that. Again, I think the fishnets were maybe not the smart move. So, all right, love this. I'm sorry, I've just got to admit it. I am a fan for all things overalls. So if you put a pair of overalls into a collection, I'm just gonna love it. I have a thing for overalls. What do you want me to say? And I like these. I like the contrasting buttons. I like the striped top with it. You know, that's very much, again, Coco Chanel, the striped sailor top that is so much iconically a piece of what Gabrielle Chanel did in the start of her career, that sailor aspect of it. And so to see it here all glitzed out in sequins is really nice. Okay. I love this. I love that, you know, we're in this, you know, limestone quarry. We've got this outfit that kind of mimics the limestone effect that we're seeing in the backdrop. There's its texture, but then you also get the movement at the waistline. I think that this is a really good piece put together. A lot of going on, but it's not too much. Yeah. Nice hit at the knee. No, she looks sharp. Ooh, here's another one. Oh yeah. Again, I love this effect. I would like to actually look into more how this one was made. I think that again, we're talking about proportions here. So I really like the cropped top with the kind of nice little shoulders, the more movement, larger voluminous skirt. And then again, the kind of the structure and the texture that you're getting from the motif of the outfit is very, very strong. The combination of all those things are playing well together. All right, next up. Look. Oh, I perfectly paused this. So a couple of things that I want to point out here. One is we're again seeing those Piccasso birds on this guipure lace. We're seeing the star kind of, which is very much a motif that we always see with Chanel, but also Jean Cocteau. And then we're getting that punk, you know, the double C lower lip kind of piercing, faux piercing at the lip, which I think will be definitely used in editorials and by influencers the world around, because that's definitely going to be something that's, you know, Instagram clickbait right there, that kind of little piece of jewelry. Yeah, definitely. Not liking perhaps the length of that. I think I would have liked a little shorter, a little longer, but that's just me. Let's see this piece. Let's see. All right, I love this. I love how it's open at the waist. You just get a sliver of skin. Love, oh my God, I love all of that. That's gorgeous. That is so Coco Chanel. It is, you know, the fake jewelry, with, I'm sure at some point somewhere on this model, there is some real jewelry also happening, but all of these pins, and I imagine they're all embroidered on, is so very Coco Chanel. And it's the tone on tone really works well. I love the little Coco, the Chanel #5 bottles in there, the stars, the #5, her lucky #5. It's all going on. And I like the juxtaposition with the pants. All right. She's given that model look there. Attitude, attitude, attitude. Saunter, saunter, saunter. All right. So I want to go back to that. I want to go back to this one because there's stuff that I like about it and stuff that I don't like about it. All right. So here's Miss Saunter all the way down the stairs. Here she comes. All right. So this piece. All right. There are a couple things that work, and the sleeves are really beautiful. They work. They have the kind of a sketching vibe to them. The embroidery is three-dimensional. The flowers, it feels very Provençal. It feels very much, has that 1930s to it. What I don't like is the kind of ruching at the breast line. If you had any bosom at all, that probably wouldn't look good on you. And even this model is not very well endowed. And even on her, that ruching isn't very flattering. And then you pair that with the slight pleat at the drop waistline. So good and not so good happening on this piece, in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, that's just not gonna, that needs to be rethought, I think. All right, coming out of the dark, some other great kind of scratchy sleeves and embroideries. Ooh, I like this version very much. Off the shoulders with the embroidery down, just really starting to get the color in at the bottom of the sleeve. We've gotten rid of that ruching at the front, as far as I can tell from this shot, which I think is a smart move. The drop waist then works better here on this. The drop waist with the off the shoulder, this is a stronger option. Yeah, but again, with the space, with where we are, I don't know, I can't get over the fishnets. Okay. Again, this seems to be some sort of a stylistic choice to put these kind of, bodycon long sleeve undershirts on all of the different pieces. But we're in the south of France. We're in this great, backdrop with all of the limestone. It's very graphic. It would be so great to see some warm skin tones kind of coming through if we had the shoulders exposed, if we had the waistline exposed, especially just that sliver with this high waistline, with these blossoms kind of growing up from the hips. I think that would have just elevated this piece altogether. Although I like the piece itself, the pants are great, the top is great, love the pink bag. It's just that shirt, and we can see it with the look right behind it. It's the same issue, in my opinion. I like the larger pant leg. I think all of that is working for it. It's just the stylist. So once you take that away, it works, in my opinion. Once you take away those undershirts, those bodycon undershirts, it's going to be a much better play. Okay, this is closer to, so, right as I'm just saying, show more skin, here we are showing more skin. And I think that does work better. You can already see, although they add it with the oversized jacket, I think you can already see how having the skin and the bandeau top works better. It uses the punk and what's going on here? So that feels kind of 1930s in its execution, kind of that drop feathery waist, but I can't tell if I like it or not. I'm having mixed opinions. That's better. Let's see. Sorry, trying to get. All right, like this. I like the full pant. I like the striped mariner top. Okay. So this feels more like summer. This feels more like holiday. Loving this patchwork kind of watery colors, watercolor colors. Yes, and here too, another strong, more, boho punk piece that works with the pants, without pants, with the boots. Hold on, let's go back. Yeah, is that boots? I want to make sure I'm getting that right. Yes, love this. So behind her, who do we got? This is great. Yeah, great, great, great. No, it's not boots. I would have loved to have seen that with a boot. That would have been my choice, not leggings, not stockings, excuse me. Yeah, so we're seeing here this texture upon texture upon texture with a bit of beading inside. Love these oversized kind of poetic tops with this kind of graphic, you know, chameleon, Camille print, the flower print. Yeah, Coco Chanel, graphic black and white. Just watching it. Again, I like seeing more of the skin. Prefer this very much, where we're seeing more movement, more skin. Would love to see a few more accessories perhaps, although that's saying something considering how many accessories there were for Chanel in this show. Yeah, I like this, like the full length, like how it's slim but loose. That's really, really nice. And talking about loose, like, doesn't that look fabulous? That looks absolutely gorgeous on her. You know, really forgiving, beautiful. Ooh, gorgeous. Oh, wait, I'm gonna go back on this one. No, I spoke too soon. Not liking that one. Rolling that back. This one is not working for me. All right, that's gorgeous. Full, voluptuous. She looks so comfortable. This, on the other hand, I'm not a fan of. Let's see if we get it a little bit more. Yeah. All right. So model, you know, slender girl, but the high waist on her, maybe she's a little bit more hippie. I don't know. Maybe it's the belt that's, you know, fallen down a little bit, but there's too much going on in this one. We are seeing a lot of pattern, and you can see when a lot of pattern works. But here, between the, you know, the stripes, the side, you know, the slanted stripes, plus the kind of salt and pepper print of the chiffon on top, plus the gray pants. Yeah, too much going on in this one. Whereas the one behind it, which is all white. Now I looked at, Loic Prigent was talking about this piece and how it reminded him of Karl Lagerfeld's nightgowns that he would wear when he would get up in the morning and he would be sketching at his place, and he'd be wearing these kind of, you know, dressing gowns or nightgowns. And I gotta say, you know, even when he wasn't in front of a camera, apparently Karl was chic as hell, because this is super chic. And if that was the inspiration, then yay, Karl. I think that that's a gorgeous piece. Again, an evergreen. You're not going to go wrong with that. Great movement, great cut. This is beautiful, this tiered white. Again, we're seeing a hibiscus, which is a nod to the actual film Testament of Orpheus, because there is a significant role that a hibiscus plays in the film. So it's nice to see that they're honoring that there. All right, a kind of witchy cape there. And then what else have we got? We're seeing again the Jean Cocteau stars and étoile. So lots of capes. So what's more rock and roll than a cape? I don't know, maybe a leather jacket, but yeah, so it's this boho rock and roll punky cape thing happening. That's kind of what your eye is brought to, as opposed to what's happening underneath. You're really focused on this open knit, open weave cape action going on in all of these kind of more cocktaily dresses. So you're very much focused on the cape than what's underneath. So it's hard to get a beat on what's going on underneath. And there are quite a lot of these capes. So you're going to have, you know, you'll be, you know, spoiled for choice for your Chanel Cruise Collection cape. And there we go. Is that the last look? So short and sweet and black with a ruffle collar. She's looking good. And her cape. And I think that might be, just looking at the timing, we're at, yep, it looks like it. Here we go, finale. So we're getting a up the leg. We have to put it nicely shot there of all of the models walking back through to back up the stairs. Let's see what they're sitting on the stairs. So again, black and white, you know, kind of great contrasting, very Chanel in that way approach. I mean, that's black and white are things that Carl loved. And there's the woman herself looking, you know, happy to be there. And if doves, letting the doves off, that's a great shot. That's the money shot right there. With all the doves escaping out through the thing. Sorry, Jean Cocteau, special thanks, as we mentioned. So let me close this up, and then I'm going to give you my final feedback. Okay, so what are my opinions about the Coco Chanel? Sorry, Coco Chanel. I'm thinking about Coco Chanel nonstop. So what are my opinions about the Chanel Cruise 2021-2022 collection? I think overall setting was amazing, location was amazing, connection to the past of Chanel. Clearly there's a through line into the thinking of Virginie Viard as far as where she's getting inspiration for this collection. I love the yin and the yang of the black and white. I'm down with that. Those are classics. You're never going to go wrong with combining black and white. Usually those things will always go well together, you know, when they're off, you know, off playing each other. I would say that I felt like I wanted to see something a bit more summery. I wanted to see something, again, like I mentioned earlier, a bit more skin. I think that the fishnets felt a little bit out of place, even though you could clearly tell that Virginie Viard was, you know, inspired by her own look. You can see in her, you know, professional, the portraits that they have of her at Chanel, that she has that kind of darker eye makeup, that she has a kind of punky, lots of pins on her vest kind of way about her. So you can see that she's, you know, projecting herself into this collection, as she should. I mean, she's been at the house for, you know, decades, and she's definitely had an influence on the past. I think on past collections. I think for me though, you know, it wasn't a hitting it out of the park. There were definitely individual looks that really worked. I think some other ones, the proportions were off. Sometimes there was a little bit too much going on. But I think that there was enough that you could pull out of this collection to really enjoy and to take home. And if you're a collector of Chanel, that there are definitely pieces here. Like I said, those oversized, more flowing pieces were really great. The watercolor kind of patchwork pieces were absolutely gorgeous. I thought some of the quieter pieces, the overalls, which like I mentioned before, I will always love. So a bit of a mixed bag, I would say. Some hits, some misses. I think that there needs to be some lightening up maybe in the makeup and hair department. I think there needs to be maybe more of a through line. There was the through line in this was the Jean Cocteau element. It was there, but I think as far as the silhouettes themselves, I felt like there needs to be more of a consistency and not just kind of leaning so heavily on the Jean Cocteau part of it or the color part of it. So for me, that's my feedback on this collection. I would love to know what you thought about this Chanel collection. Just give me some comments down below. Let me know if you like this this review. Tell your friends to come and join and subscribe to the channel, and I will keep doing these as long as you guys want them. Just let me know, and thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. And if you like this, here are some other things you might like as well. All right, speak to you soon. Bye.